while we were on Ioribaiwa Ridge, Charlie Lintott had further down, one of the mountain gun shells had hit him right across the back. He had a cut probably that big, an inch deep, but wasn't bleeding very much at all. It was more or less the skin. He'd taken his shirt off and he came walking up through our lines. When he got there, the Japanese on the opposite ridge saw some movement there, thought, oh well, we'll have a shot, because he might have paused for a couple of minutes as though he was talking to somebody. They started firing. Now the gun was right down the bottom of the ridge, or two, but one, the shells would clear the lip of the hill. That's why we thought we were absolutely, on top of the hill, no problem at all from the mountain gun, because the gun was further down. We thought they would clear the lip of the hill. They did clear the lip of the hill, but they burst in every case in the trees immediately above. The trees right over the track. They would have fired, say, Charlie Lintott, when they put the first one over, he got behind a huge tree on the lip of the hill. Right on the lip. He got behind it. They fired a couple more. Harry Whitfield had 6 children, we heard, was in a slit trench 5 yards from the tree, and he got hit with a bit of shrapnel from this right across the head. So he's kicking in the trench, obviously, mortally wounded, yet in the slit trench. Johnny Baker was with him, too, in a slit trench. He got out and got behind the tree with Charlie Lintott. That's 2 of them behind the tree. More shells. Charlie Lintott, who'd been hit once, got hit once again in the back. Pell Williams and I were in, and we hadn't been able to dig a slit trench. There's too many roots in the tree. We were virtually lying on the top of the ground, for 8 yards away or less, 5. There was a lull in the shelling. I got out to put a slit. When Charlie Lintott was hit the second time, I went over and got behind the tree to put a shell dressing on the second one, because the first one wasn't bleeding, but it was a lot of fat, It was a big cut, but that's twice he'd been hit with a shrapnel. When I got to the tree, there was Johnny Baker, Charlie Lintott, myself. That made 3 of us behind the tree. The moment I got there, I had my hand against the tree to steady myself, because I was going to put the shell dressing on. And I looked down and I saw the flash of the gun. And the next minute, I felt he was being like caught in one of these waves of Scarborough, one of the bigger waves. You roll over. And apparently I was blown forward and down towards the Japanese, because it was quite clear, and then there was heavier scrub further down. And they reported that I'd had my head blown off. I must have been unconscious. And to battalion headquarters. Now, when I recovered and walked back up, what had happened was one of the shells from the mountain gun, a shell probably 15 inches long, had hit the root of the tree. Blown these 2 people, poor old Johnny Baker and Harry Whitfield, absolutely to bit, and I'm covered with the human debris, tissue. I go up to I walk up to battalion headquarters, and I reported that I was still there. I didn't smoke, but somebody offered me a cigarette. I took the cigarette. I got to blow smoke 14 inches out of each ear. I'd had my ear perforated. That's the only thing I got out of that, apart from the tree. Even a tree that big must have vibrated so much it split my thumb in the lattice work, the skin of the thumb, just by having your thumb against the tree.